Right now at 7, a crash involving a suspected drunk driver leaves one person dead in Dallas. Plus,
the tough but loving enforcer was the secret sauce of this extraordinary family.
a final farewell celebrating the life of former First Lady Barbara Bush. And going above and beyond the call of duty, a Dallas police officer is fighting for his health after being hurt while trying to help out a good cause.
Live from Dallas and Fort Worth, this is CBS 11 News Sunday morning. The ones for Texas.
Good morning and welcome to CBS 11 News. This morning at 7, I'm Jennifer Lindgren. We can tell you it's going to be a nice day to get outside. You can see the sun is already rising this morning. Meteorologist Jeff Ray joins us now with the first look at the forecast. Jeff, we need good weather after yesterday.
Yeah, there were some big thunderstorms rolled through. First we had that wet morning, then the thunderstorms in the late afternoon, early evening. Well, all that is off to the east. We are just stuck with the cloud cover. You can see good rains going on over in Mississippi, but we are seeing this clearing line coming in from the northwest, so that's why we're expecting a little bit of sunshine here across the afternoon hours. We wake up with some clouds and temperatures in the mid-50s to low 50s, even in the 40s along the Red River, like in Bowie and Gainesville. So a chilly start this morning, thanks in part to also these brisk northwest winds that will be around all day. We've got a northwest wind today. We start with some clouds. The clouds start to break apart. I think by the noon hour, we're in the low 60s, and we top out today in the upper 60s. Partly sunny day in store for this brisk northwest wind through the afternoon as well. But coming up in the full forecast, we'll talk about rain chances again in the work week ahead. Show you the timing. Just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Well, the storms may be gone, but it is springtime in North Texas. You know what that means. Just download the CBS DFW weather app to get real-time updates from our Texas weather experts 24/7. The George H.W. Bush Presidential Library reopens to the public in just a few minutes. On Saturday afternoon, former First Lady Barbara Bush was laid to rest at the library on the campus of Texas A&M University. Earlier in the day, family and friends, along with politicians and celebrities, gathered in Houston to honor and celebrate her life. Our Jack Fink was there.
Barbara Bush was the First Lady of the greatest generation.
The funeral served as a reminder why so many people loved Barbara Bush.
Known as Barbara, as Bar, as Mom, as Mother, as Ganny, as the Silver Fox, and as the Enforcer.
First Lady Melania Trump, the Obamas and Clintons joined the Bush family for the emotional farewell.
She was beautiful till the day she died.
Son Jeb and presidential historian John Meacham shared private moments and conversations during Mrs. Bush's final days.
Was she ready to go? Was she sad? Without missing a beat, she said, "Jeb, I believe in Jesus, and he is my Savior. I don't want to leave your dad, but I know I'll be in a beautiful place."
Mother and son needled each other to the end. In her final days, while the 43rd president was visiting, Mrs. Bush asked one of her doctors if she'd like to know why George W. had turned out the way he had. And then she announced, "I smoked and drank while I was pregnant."
She may have been the nation's First Lady for 4 years and Second Lady for 8, but her other titles proved more important to those who knew her best. Mother.
She called her style a benevolent dictatorship, but honestly, it wasn't always benevolent.
A friend.
She was the gold standard of what it meant to be a friend.
And loving wife of 73 years. Her son read a love letter his dad had written.
"Will you marry me? Oops, I forgot we did that 49 years ago. I was very happy on that day in 1945, but I'm even happier today. You have given me joy that few men know."
The Bush's marriage was described as an incredible love affair, and that was just part of the former First Lady's legacy. While there were 4 former presidents and 4 current and former First Ladies today, her friends say she was as comfortable with the powerful as she was with the stranger she had just met on the street. In Houston, Jack Fink, CBS 11 News.
And all the Bush family invited 1,500 guests to the funeral. Among those we saw, former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords and her husband, retired astronaut Mark Kelly. Also, actor Chuck Norris and the band the Oak Ridge Boys. The Bushes are big fans. And the pastor of a well-known church in Houston says before his wife died last year, Mrs. Bush proved yet again she was a great friend.
She would come over there in a wheelchair. She'd have the oxygen and hold my wife's hand when she couldn't talk. And she'd do that day after day. That was my relationship.
Wise and witty and wonderful. Just fantastic person.
Yeah, no, she's a great lady.
After the funeral, the Bush family was greeted alongside the route to the College Station by those who wanted to pay their respects or just simply get a glimpse of the procession.
I heard someone refer to her as America's grandmother, and I thought that was a perfect description because she was always looking out for the children.
She was First Lady when I was born, which just had that attachment to her, and so we felt like it was important, even though the weather was kind of bad, just to come out and honor her as much as we can.
Again, the George H.W. Presidential Library reopens to the public at 8 this morning. Visitors will also be allowed to visit the Bush family gravesite, where Mrs. Bush is buried alongside her 3-year-old daughter, Robin. For more on our coverage of the death of the former First Lady, visit our website, cbsdfw.com. Happening tonight, a celebration of life for the woman who died in the Southwest Airlines engine explosion. 43-year-old banker Jennifer Reardon of Albuquerque, New Mexico, was killed last Tuesday when an engine blew apart and debris hit the airplane. Reardon was nearly sucked out of the plane through a broken window, but people on board, including a North Texas firefighter, were able to pull her back in. She later died from her injuries. Reardon leaves behind a husband and 2 children. Tonight's service will be held at the University of New Mexico, where she graduated in 1999. And in a rare move, the FAA has ordered inspections of more jet engines like that one that blew apart. The order affects 352 engines in the U.S. and another 681 worldwide on new generation Boeing 737 jets. It is aimed at airlines like Southwest that heavily use their aircraft on a daily basis. They will have 20 days to inspect 737s with engines that have had approximately 30,000 takeoffs and landings. The inspections take about 4 hours per engine to complete. Industry insiders say they do not expect this to disrupt air travel. New this morning, a woman is dead after a suspected DWI crash in northwest Dallas. This happened around 1:30 at North Haven Road and Marsh Lane. An SUV and a pickup truck collided. Police say a woman who was a passenger was thrown from one of the vehicles and died. They say she was not wearing a seatbelt. Police have not said who was at fault or if they have made any arrests. A Fort Worth pastor is calling for community patrols around schools in the Western Hills neighborhood. A 13-year-old girl remains in the hospital after she was attacked on the way to her bus stop Thursday morning. Police have not made any arrests, but sources say they have collected video from a nearby church and school. Meanwhile, Pastor Derwin Harris is organizing volunteers to start escorting kids to school for the rest of the year.
This is just an opportunity for us to step up and take it to another level. It's needed in this community. It's needed.
The meeting will be tomorrow night at 6 at Restoration Center located at 3452 Williams Road. Funeral services will be held for Christina Morris in Allen today. More than 200 people gathered to honor Morris in Plano Saturday. The community searched relentlessly following her disappearance nearly 4 years ago in one of the most high-profile missing persons cases in recent memory. On Saturday, her mother spoke of closure and peace.
This is a joyous day, and it's also the saddest day. They weren't just sad tears, but they're happy tears, because I know she's flying high and she's at peace.
You'll remember Morris was last seen alive in surveillance video near a Plano parking garage in 2014 with Enrique Arochi. Arochi was later convicted of aggravated kidnapping and sentenced to life in prison. A work crew found Morris's body in Anna in March. An actor with ties to North Texas has died. Vern Troyer's death was announced in a statement on the actor's verified Facebook page on Saturday. He's well known for playing Mini-Me in the Austin Powers movies. Troyer spent about a decade living in Arlington before getting his break in the movie industry. Vern Troyer was 49 years old. A Dallas police officer on the force for 5 years is now in the battle for his life. He was rushed to the hospital after being injured while preparing for a charity event. Yona Gavino sat down with the officer's wife.
Kathy Arvizu doesn't know what the future holds for her husband, Joey, and his health. She's been by his side at the hospital since he arrived Wednesday.
Joey was taken to the operating room, and we waited what seemed like forever until we found out that the surgery went well, and that was the big hurdle, was that would he even survive?
Joey once served in the Marines and is a current Dallas police officer. He was training at a boxing gym for an upcoming charity event called Guns and Hoses.
It's a boxing event and raises funds for the Assist the Officer Foundation.
Kathy says he was sparring,
and this was something he was really looking forward to,
when he suddenly lost vision after taking several hits to the head.
The doctor told me he suffered severe trauma to the right side of his head, and he had hemorrhaging, excessive bleeding.
She says he has short-term memory loss, but was able to whisper questions.
What happened? Where am I? When can I go? Like, what's going on?
Joey's now in the ICU, worrying about what's next.
He's so early on in his career, and he's not going to leave it. He loves being a police officer. He loves it. He grows so much from it, and that's also hard. Like, gosh, it's only 5 years in. I don't know what the future is going to hold.
As an officer's wife, Kathy is aware of the dangers of his job. She tells me the hardest part is knowing he nearly lost his life at the gym, doing what he loved. Yona Gavino, CBS 11 News.
Kathy says her husband has another surgery ahead and plenty of physical therapy. It is too soon to know how long he'll be in the hospital or if he'll be able to return to his job. People can help out, though, through the Assist the Officer Foundation in Dallas. We have a link to that foundation from this story at cbsdfw.com. It's on our homepage. Coming up, a suicide bombing in Afghanistan kills 31 people. Plus, President Trump and the First Lady are prepared for their first state dinner this week. Also, a bump in the road on the campaign trail, how Mitt Romney's run for the U.S. Senate just got more complicated. And it's being called the ultimate guide to smart living. We'll take you inside the smart home in San Francisco that can do everything from warm up your bed to make your morning coffee. How about that, Jeff?
Wow. And 3 weeks into April, and where are those April showers yesterday?